Ladies and gentlemen of internet land, flip it. Flip it. Getting right into it, aren't we? We usually do, though. We don't want to waste a lot of time. I mean, I waste time anyway, but... Flip it! Whoop! Flip it! Whoop! Look at that. Pretty colors. So, as you can see, I've got the whole kit and caboodle here, more or less. So yeah, Flip It. What can we say about Flip It? So this is from Maynard Toys. Amy and Steve, Joseph, had an idea for this little fidget toy. Did some 3D printed prototypes and stuff like that up. Had a Kickstarter they launched to try and get this going, and sadly it didn't get funded, so that means a couple things we'll talk about as we go. But they are still printing them, and you can get them on Etsy, so, and they're pretty affordable. So let's get right into it. So this looks like it's doing some weird things with the light. We'll take that out. So actually, let's look at this real quick. So it comes in a ton, whoops, bump the camera, a ton of different colors. So you can see they've got a couple like translucent colors, white, pinks, all the way through the rainbow, a couple metallics on the end. I think one of the reds is a little transparent as well. So you got a ton of different colors. You get a primary color, which on mine is green, and a secondary color. Specifically, actually, I chose avocado with orange as the secondary color. So I wasn't sure how I would approach this review because there's so many little things about it. So let's just talk pricing here real quick. We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll talk in fidgeting. So you can get one of these for $8. You can get this for $12. You can get this for, I think, 15 or 16. Or you can get the two of these for 21, or all three for 26. Then they've got some other kits with multiples of certain things. But that's kind of your general ballpark of where you're going to be starting. So first things first, maybe. Let's talk about this. So this is just a little key ring thing with a little magnet on it that actually, this spins, which is kind of nice, and this clicks, which is actually a real nice click. Listen to that. Really oddly satisfying. And then you can go fishing. Like, there's so many little fidget things with this. I love this thing, so we'll just so you know where I'm coming from as we go along here, might as well let you know that. But there's just so many cool little things you can do with this guy. Maybe you've got something that, is this magnetic? You know, like, it's just, I don't know, it's just neat. So, I didn't even bother testing the spin time. It's pretty light. Oh, I don't have my scale with me. This is super light. I mean, it's 3D printed with little ball bearings, but it's actually really fidgetable for that weight. So, are we done talking about this? All right, we'll put you aside. Let's talk about this. So it's a, you know, just a nice little form factor of a spinner. Now, they wanted it to have a little extra character, so it actually kind of swoops in. So because of that, there is a little bit of an issue with the 3D printing on one side. It's just kind of the way it has to be, the way it's 3D printed. If you guys know anything about how 3D printing happens, I actually don't really. I reached out to them just to find out if that's the case, and I mean, it's a little unfortunate, but it's not really realistically all that bad for as fun as this is to fidget with. So, and if you really care, you just keep this side up, so, because it looks really good, but it's a way it kind of has to build up to kind of have that concaveness. That's just the way it is. I'm assuming this is a hybrid ceramic bearing in here, because if it was stainless steel, we would have a problem. Because these things, these buttons, are where the magnets are. So, I just imagine that that's the case, that this is a, although it does actually look, oops. I don't know what sort of magic's going on there, why the ball bearings don't just seize up, so. Anywho. But yeah, it fidgets really nice. It's a nice little spinner, especially even if you just wanted to get a spinner for $12. Help these guys out. They seem like really good people, so. Oh, did I thread that in sideways? I think I did. There we go. There we go. But not much need to take off the button, so I think even if it got a little dirty and a little bit of rough and feedback, I mean, it's not like a super high spin time thing anyway, so it's good. So enough with this. I mean, it's a nice design. It's good fidgeting. If this was the only thing in the video, I'd probably talk a little bit more about the ergonomics, but all you need to know is that, like, it's got giant buttons so you can get a great grip on it, and whoops, I haven't really practiced this. Woohoo! Look at that. So this, let's talk about this for a second on its own. You got a good little click here. You got a little infinity slider here. Now, I should say with mine, they sent me an email, and I think on one of these sides it sticks just a little, but I think they had an issue with just a couple of the buttons, and a couple went out, and it's not too bad. If I get it just the wrong way, it kind of sticks, but otherwise it's pretty good. I find for me doing it Doing it sideways is the way to go. But you can spin it around. You know, there's no right or wrong way to do this. There's just so many little things you find out the more you use this. Just spinning it around here. Really nice. Just jamming on it. So they call this the infinity slider. Nice. Then we've got the little wheels. The wheels, one spins smoothly, or freely rather. The other it kind of rolls one way and ratchets the other way. So you get kind of a little bit more resistance, and then the clicking this way. Nice. I don't play with these too much, but when I do, I definitely want the one that ratchets, personally. So if it were, you know, if it were me, I mean, honestly, with all the other fidgeting with this, I think for me, I'd want one ratcheting down and one ratcheting up, so I could get double ratchet action if I were going to give feedback, but that's more of a personal thing, because I think some people would certainly enjoy just the free moving wheel. So I forget what they call this, but this is really nice, everybody. Ooh, feels nice. It's just a very nice, you know, worry stone, satisfying feeling against your fingers. So, and it actually kind of like rolls around. Woo. Woo. So if you got a desk and you want to play around with it, you can do those sorts of things. Then we've got the Flippit. Just a nice rocker switch. It just has a good, satisfying click. Rocks up and down. It's got their logo in here, which looks nice, but on top of that, it actually gives a nice feel on your finger. Click, 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 click. It's just really satisfying. And then this one, this is a little, you know, little joystick knob, and I think Ben over on Slice of My Life, Average Singaporean, pointed this out, and I have to agree, like, it moves, but then it's got some sort of, like, magnet action. And that extra push, so going from there to there, that right there, is really what's satisfying with it. So just, I don't use it so much. If I want this sort of fidgeting, I'm actually using the infinity slider personally, but this is actually, it's got a nice click. You can spin it like that, spin it like that, get this guy in on the action. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do this thing. So in particular, I'm really enjoying kind of, we're even taking it off this for a minute. We'll take the carabiner off for a second. Just having it here. It's nice, and the magnet's really strong, so it can come off if you jam on it a little too hard. But I mean, I can get pretty good spins and have that magnet stay in there. And again, sticking on something. I got these metal legs on my desk at work, so I can kind of just stick this underneath. Yeah, good. Just jamming on the Flippit is nice. So, if you guys know, I think I started to mention this, but you know, the Kickstarter, it's a little sad that it didn't get funded, but they did need to look for a lot of money. And I didn't talk specifically to them about this, but just in my other hobbies with the little Warhammer figures, I know just from being in that for a while how expensive plastic molds are. They're really expensive to get machined, and they can last quite a while, so you can jam out a lot of printing on them. But they're really expensive to set up, so trying to get some 3D printed or some 3D, not 3D molds, like plastic injection molds are just an expensive setup. So, you know, it would have been nice to see that get funded so that we didn't have the 3D printed ones, but it really doesn't take much away from it. Some of the fit and finish, you know, isn't really 100%. I think that's kind of what you get with this, but it actually gives the whole thing like a nice tactile feel. So as much as the visual aesthetics of it aren't all that, you know, amazing, I mean, they're nice, but it's not like, you know, again, like I said, with the fit and finish, one of these corners, you know, there are a little bit of gaps there, but it feels nice. That 3D printed actually feels nice. So despite how it looks, it feels really good in the fingers, gives good hand, gives good like hand feel, gives good feedback. So yeah, we like this. We like this. So, and then this is something as well, having it around my desk, everybody wants to check it out. So, especially because, you know, there's the fidget cube out there, and that's what a lot of people know as well. So if we talk to the, you know, the squares out there that aren't into the especially the high-end spinning fidgeting scene, they don't know what's what. So when they see something like this, oh, fidget cube, man, like this is real fun and easy for just anybody to pick up and know what's going on, right? You get some really nice, you know, you try and give somebody like this guy here, they're probably going to have a hard time with it, right? We, in the high-end spinner scene, can appreciate it. But for the squares, man, this is where it's at. So, stand it up. Whoa, whoa. No right or wrong way to fidget, everybody. So I think it's worth getting the whole kit. I actually really like, I don't know, there's something about the design of this I really like, and this is just really satisfying. It's just a really nice click. Anyway, so can I recommend this? I think absolutely. It's again, the minor drawbacks from this, you know, it's a shame that it ended up having to be 3D printed, and you get some of the issues on the underside of the spinner, and some of the fit and finish where it comes together from that. But everything else, man, like, it's just a really cool design. Getting all these things to work the way they did. I mean, I don't know what's going on in here mechanically to allow this to do what it's doing, how we're getting all that. Some of these are obvious, you know, like how a ratchet works. But again, it's just a nice total package. So I'm excited. I like it. I enjoy it. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It just feels good in hand, and you just drop it right into the camera stand. So, oh, it's stuck to my camera stand. My camera stand's magnetic now, I know. So anyway, the Flippit by Maynard Toys. Stephen A. Joseph. Hook them up. Hobby Timmy approved. Double thumbs up. So, and again, it's cheap, right? So it's one of those things like, don't get this thinking it's going to have the same fit and finish and feel of like a $200 spinner. It's, you know, it does feel a little on the cheap side, but I don't have to worry about it. My son loves it too. Let me tell you, the kids love this. My 3.5-year-old son loves this thing. So I haven't let him play around with it too much just because I didn't want to risk him potentially breaking it. I mean, it seems pretty solid, but give it to a 3-year-old. You really want to test how solid something is. So, all right, I gotta put it down. See what happens. It works, guys. All right, we'll leave you with a kisses, internet.